Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a hard-working farmer. His life was simple but full of purpose. Every morning, he woke up before the first light of dawn and walked a long way to fetch drinking water from a distant well. The farmer carried 2 clay pots to bring the water home. He tied them to the ends of a wooden stick and placed the stick across his strong shoulders. One pot was perfect in every way. It was smooth, round, and flawless. Not a single drop of water ever escaped from it. The other pot had a small crack on its side. Because of that crack, half the water leaked out slowly, drop by drop, before the farmer even reached home. The perfect pot was very proud of itself. It looked down upon the cracked pot with contempt. "I am flawless," it would think to itself. "I do my job perfectly. Every single drop of water reaches home safely because of me." One morning, as they swayed gently on the wooden stick, the perfect pot looked at the cracked pot and said in a mocking voice, "Look at you! You are completely useless. Half of your water is always gone before we even reach home. Why does our master even bother carrying you? You are nothing but a burden." The cracked pot said nothing. It stayed silent, swallowing its pain. But those words cut deep into its heart like sharp thorns. Day after day, the same thing happened. The perfect pot teased and taunted. The cracked pot stayed quiet and suffered in silence. The farmer walked his long path, unaware of the pain his little pot was carrying. Slowly, the cracked pot began to believe what it heard. It began to feel truly worthless. One day, the cracked pot could not bear the weight of its shame anymore. As they walked along the dusty path under the morning sun, tears began to roll down its side. Drop by drop they fell, mixing with the water that leaked from its crack. Finally, in a trembling voice filled with sorrow, it whispered to the farmer, "Master, I am so sorry. Please forgive me." The farmer, surprised to hear the pot speak, looked at it with gentle eyes. "Why are you crying, my friend?" he asked softly. "What troubles your heart so deeply?" The cracked pot spoke in a voice broken with shame. "Because I am useless, master. I have a crack in my side. Every single day I lose half the water you work so hard to fetch. You wake up before sunrise. You walk such a long distance. You carry such a heavy load. But because of me, half of your effort is wasted. Yet you never scold me. You never throw me away. I feel so ashamed of myself. I am a burden to you. Please forgive me for being so broken and worthless." The farmer listened quietly, his face calm and kind. When the pot finished speaking, he smiled gently and said, "Oh, is that what makes you sad, my dear friend? Is that the pain you have been carrying in your heart? Don't worry. Tomorrow I will show you something, and after that, you will never feel useless again. I promise you this." The cracked pot did not understand what the farmer meant, but there was something in his warm voice that brought a ray of hope. The next day, the farmer carried both pots as usual and went to fetch water from the well. The morning air was fresh and cool. Birds sang their morning songs. A gentle breeze carried the scent of earth and grass. On the way back, as they walked along the familiar path, the farmer said softly, "Today, I want both of you to look carefully at the sides of the road. Look down and observe what is there." Both pots looked down. The cracked pot gasped in surprise. There were beautiful flowers blooming all along its side of the path. They danced gently in the morning breeze, their petals glowing with fresh dew. For the first time in many days, the cracked pot forgot its sadness. "How beautiful," it whispered in wonder. "How absolutely beautiful." The perfect pot also looked, but on its side of the path there were no flowers, only dry earth and scattered stones. For the first time, the perfect pot felt a strange sensation in its heart. Was it confusion? Was it something else? When they reached home, the farmer set both pots down carefully. The cracked pot looked at itself and saw again that half its water was gone. Its brief happiness vanished. It whispered sadly, "Master, even after seeing those lovely flowers, I still failed you. I still could not bring you a full pot of water. I am still broken." The farmer sat down beside the pots and smiled. His smile was like warm sunlight breaking through clouds. "No, my little friend," he said gently. "You don't understand yet. Tell me, didn't you notice something special about those flowers?" The cracked pot thought for a moment. "They were the most beautiful flowers I have ever seen, Master." "Yes," said the farmer, "but where were they growing? On which side of the path?" The cracked pot blinked. They were on my side, Master, only on my side." "Exactly," said the farmer, his eyes twinkling with joy. "Now tell me, why do you think they grew only on your side and not on the perfect pot's side?" The cracked pot could not answer. The perfect pot, too, was listening carefully now, its pride beginning to crack just a little. The farmer spoke with love in his voice. "Because I have always known about your crack, my friend. I have known from the very beginning. And many months ago, because I understood your crack, I planted flower seeds all along your side of the path." The cracked pot's heart began to beat faster. "Every single day," the farmer continued, "while we walked back home, you watered those seeds without even knowing it. Drop by drop, the water that leaked from your side fell gently on the soil. It gave life to those seeds. It nourished them. It helped them grow. And now, because of you, the whole road is filled with beautiful flowers. Every morning when I walk to the well, their beauty fills my heart with joy. Every evening when I return home, their fragrance welcomes me like an old friend. Travelers who pass by stop to admire them and feel peace. Children play among them and laugh with happiness. All of this beauty, all of this joy exists because of you and your crack." Tears began to flow from the cracked pot again, but this time they were tears of joy and relief. For the first time in its life, it felt valuable. It felt special. It felt loved. But then, something unexpected happened. The perfect pot, which had been listening to everything in silence, suddenly spoke. Its voice was no longer proud or mocking. It was soft and filled with shame. "Master," it said quietly, I have something to say." The farmer looked at the perfect pot with the same gentle kindness. "Yes, my friend, speak freely." The perfect pot's voice trembled. "I am deeply ashamed of myself. All this time, I made fun of the cracked pot. I called it useless. I called it a burden. I thought I was better because I am perfect and carry all my water without losing a single drop. But now I see the truth. While I was busy being proud, My friend here was creating something beautiful that I could never create. I was blind to see the value in what I considered a flaw. The perfect pot turned toward the cracked pot and said with genuine remorse, "My dear friend, please forgive me. I hurt you with my words. I was cruel when I should have been kind. I judged you when I had no right to judge. I am truly sorry. You are not useless. You are wonderful in your own way. Will you forgive me?" The cracked pot, its heart now full of compassion, replied softly, "Of course I forgive you, my friend. We all make mistakes. What matters is that you have learned from them." The farmer smiled warmly at both pots. He was pleased to see the transformation in both of them. Then he spoke words of wisdom that both pots would remember forever. "My dear friends," the farmer said, placing his hands gently on both pots, "listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. Nobody in this world is perfect. Nobody. We all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. We all have our gifts and we all have our limitations. That is the nature of life." He looked at the perfect pot. "You, my friend, are excellent at carrying water home without spilling it. That is your gift, and it is very valuable. Because of you, my family has clean water to drink every day. You fulfill your purpose perfectly." Then he looked at the cracked pot. "And you, my dear friend, have a different gift. Your crack allows you to water the flowers along the path. Because of you, beauty grows where there was only dust. You bring color and life to a barren road. You fulfill a different purpose, but an equally important one." The farmer paused and then said with great wisdom, "Both of you are perfect in your own way. Both of you are necessary for my life to be complete. I need the perfect pot to carry water to my home for drinking and cooking, and I need the cracked pot to water the flower plants and create beauty along my daily journey. If both of you were perfect pots, I would have water but no flowers. If both of you were cracked pots, I would have flowers but not enough water. You complete each other. You need each other. Together, you make my life whole." Both pots understood now. The perfect pot was no longer proud, and the cracked pot was no longer ashamed. They realized that they were both valuable, just in different ways. They understood that comparison was foolish because they each had their own unique purpose. From that day forward, the perfect pot carried water with humility, and the cracked pot leaked water with joy. They traveled together every day, no longer as rivals, but as friends. One brought water to the home, and the other brought beauty to the path. Both were needed. Both were loved. Both were perfect in their own way. If we look deeply into our own lives, we will find that we are all like these two pots. Some of us might feel like the perfect pot, capable and efficient, but perhaps lacking in warmth or creativity. Some of us might feel like the cracked pot, flawed and imperfect, but capable of creating unexpected beauty. The truth is, we are all a little bit of both. We all have strengths that we should be grateful for, but we should never let them make us proud or cruel. We all have weaknesses that we might feel ashamed of, but we should understand that even our flaws can serve a beautiful purpose. What matters most is not being perfect, but being true to who we are and using whatever we have, cracks and all, to bring something good into the world. Nobody is perfect, and that is perfectly fine. Our imperfections make us human. Our flaws make us unique. And sometimes the very thing we think is our greatest weakness is actually the source of our greatest gift to the world. We shouldn't make fun of others for their weakness. Always remember these two things in your mind. First, never judge someone by their flaws or limitations. Second, embrace your own imperfections because they make you unique. Now, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, have you ever felt like the cracked pot, ashamed of something about yourself? Or have you been the perfect pot, judging others before understanding their story? Share your thoughts because your story might inspire someone else who needs to hear it today. If this story touched your heart and made you think differently about yourself or others, please hit the like button and share this video with someone who needs this message. You never know whose life might change because you chose to spread this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can stay with us for more powerful and inspiring stories like this one. We're here to remind you that you're not alone, that you have value, and that your story matters. I'll be back soon with another story that will move your heart and change your perspective. Until then, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and never forget that your cracks can create the most beautiful flowers. Stay grateful, stay humble,